Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and add the tomatoes. The onions, as you can see right here, they're getting to start to be nice and translucent in a way. They're not crunchy anymore. They're very soft, and that's the type of texture that you're looking for. You know, they're not burnt either. They're just perfectly nice looking onions. All right, so now that we got the onions, we're going to go ahead and add the tomato. There. Add a little bit of cilantro we got in there too. The cilantro is optional. You really don't have to use cilantro if you don't want to, but it gives it a real good looking flavor, a real good flavor to it. And there's Caleb in the background. He's ready for breakfast. Alright, so I'll mix this up like this. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to get myself a little bit of water. So I'll get a little bit of water here, and I'll add a little bit of water to this. Now you don't have to add too much. We just want to add a little bit of water because that's going to create the salsita also as well. And it's going to basically blend everything together and make all those flavors come together. Now with this right here, we're not going to cook it that long. We're not going to cook it at the same amount of time that we cook the onions. What we want to do is we just want to soften up the tomatoes, and what you'll notice when you're cooking this, you'll know when it's done, because the tomatoes will start to turn almost like a real bright orange, almost like a weird orange, faded red to an orange type of color. And that's when you know, when the water starts to turn also, that your salsa is almost done. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more salt to it. Again, guys, I don't measure my I don't measure my ingredients as far as the jeez, that happened last time too. As far as the seasonings, it's all to taste. What I usually do is I'll go ahead and I'll season it, and then I'll add a little bit of garlic powder as well. But this, you don't want to add too much, because if you do, it's gonna kill it. So what I'll do is I'll just like a little smither. Come on. See if it comes out here. There it is, right there. We just want to add just a little touch to it, not that much, just to give it that little hint of garlic in it. Once you've already added the flavors or your seasonings, go ahead and mix it around a little bit more. Caleb's asking for a banana. Ay, cabrón, that was hot. Okay, so this is looking pretty good. And you can see now how the tomato's starting to turn that orange that I was telling you about. See, it's not that bright red. See, this one was on top, so that one's hasn't cooked yet. Now you can tell the difference between that bright red and this orange right here. Once it's starting to turn orange, then that's when you know that you're pretty much at the home run. And then what I'll do is, once this simmers like this for a little bit, I'm going to lower the heat, and I'm going to let it simmer a little bit. And once I let it simmer, I'm going to go ahead and get ready and start making my eggs. And after I'm done with my eggs, before pouring some of the salsa on it, I'm going to taste the juice and find out if I'm going to need any more seasoning to it or not. And if I do, I'll go ahead and I'll add a little bit more. But usually I'm pretty much dead on with this right here. Alright, so we're going to let that simmer right there, and the next step is going to be basically pouring them over the eggs, which is the last step. It's that easy to make the salsa for the Huevos Rancheros, or even just to make salsa to begin with. I do have the habanero sauce, but this stuff is so hot, man, I am not even going to attempt to put that in there. I'd like to enjoy my eggs, in other words. For those of you who did get the sampler, you should have it hopefully by tomorrow, which is Monday. This is what it's going to look like right here. I'm not even going to bother opening it because it smells crazy. I mean, the habaneros in this thing is just dumb. For those of you guys that like the heat, you're going to love this. If this does work out, then I should have this hopefully selling pretty soon as well on my website, and we'll go from there. Alright, so here's the salsa. If you want to take a look, one last look at it real quick. Looking good. Look at that. And we'll have the huevos done in just a little bit, or the eggs, okay? See you in a minute.